Go, Pierre!
Thank you very much for that great prairie welcome. We got a packed house here, folks. Thank you. And in fact, I think we have an overflow room. Everybody give a round of applause to the folks who are over in the other room as well. Here with my wonderful friends in the prairies where I come from, born and raised in Calgary, Alberta. I know there are a lot of Flames fans here today, right? Okay, sorry, wrong crowd. Yeah, we got the gesture. That should have given it away. Great. Where's Marty? Marty, thank you for that introduction. What a great, this is a very intelligent man. He cleaned up the finances at City Hall. He was a businessman, worked on the finance committee, and relentless door knocker. In fact, in the last election, the problem was he wouldn't stop. He'd keep knocking and knocking and knocking. Get to 8:30 at night, people said, hey, Marty, knock it off. He'd keep going. 9 o'clock comes around. He keeps going. His volunteers say, Marty, you're going to start to anger people, and you're going to lose votes if you start waking people up. Finally, he gets to this house, lights are off, and they say, Marty, don't do it. He says, no, I'm doing it. We need that extra vote. We lose by 1 vote, I'll never be able to live with myself. So he goes up, knocks on the door, babies start crying. Lights go on. And this 14-year-old girl comes to the door, and she says, you, sir, are in big trouble. She said, my little sisters are all triplets, and they're 1 year old, and you woke them all up. Now, worse than that, my dad is a 300-pound championship boxer, and he's coming down to have a word with you. And Marty said, well, that won't be necessary. I'm just going to move right along. Just tell him that his local Liberal candidate dropped by. Oh, and then we got James over here. What about James, eh? He's been a farmer, a rancher. He's fought for our soldiers, our troops. He stands up for the freedom of the Ukrainian people every single day. James and I were elected in the same year, 2004. I was 25 years old, a young man in a hurry, and I often spoke a little bit more than I should have, I think, James. I would say if you I'd go out and share my opinions very freely and get myself regularly into a lot of trouble. And so Prime Minister Harper went to James and said, listen, Pierre will listen to you, James. Why don't you sit him down for a quiet moment of prayer and get him in line, because he's getting into too much trouble. So James brought me into his office, and he had a big fish on the wall. He brought it all the way to Parliament Hill. He sat me down, he said, Pierre, you see that fish up on the wall? If he kept his mouth shut, he'd still be alive.